Hi guys, I'm back. On the 23rd of April in Birmingham, me and my girlfriend went to our first alternative idol show, a Taiban or a three-part show starting with Garuda, then Hanako-san, and ending with Saki of Double and fame. As I mentioned in part 1, I was there mainly for Hanako-san and I didn't know too much about the other two idols. But Saki and particularly Garuda blew me away. I was not expecting to enjoy Garuda or Double and as much as I did. Of course Hanako slayed. She was cute and chaotic as always. She made a mess of that venue and most of the audience. Here's a picture I got with her after the initial meet and greet where you had a quick chat with all three idols while they signed a poster for you. Here's the merch I picked up from the show. It's all Hanako-san merch as I didn't have enough money to spend on the other two. The t-shirt I'm wearing is from the show. I got 2 CDs, Hanako-san's debut album, Makin na Toilet, and the new album, Gyakusatsu Genocide. I brought me and my girlfriend a wristband, and we got a signed poster with the VIP ticket. More on that in a bit. So we arrived at the Sunflower Lounge at roughly about 12 AM, and there were already some people there for the show, and we just chilled out and had a couple of drinks while waiting. A lot of people in attendance that night had been following the idols throughout the entire country, all through London, Manchester and Birmingham. And I'm surprised after all that they could still stand, so they've got mad respect. I couldn't do it, you know, the jet lag, the tiredness, you guys have been drinking a bunch yet still had composure, so that's mental. As is usual with alternative idol shows coming overseas, the gig was delayed by an hour or two, so me and my girlfriend were planning to get the train home, but by the time the gig was over the trains stopped running, so we ended up having to book a hotel. Anyway, the gig started soon enough. We had a meet and greet with all three idols. Hanako was giddy and jumping around all over the place to meet her fans. Saki was practicing her English with all her fans, and to be fair, Saki's English is way better than my Japanese. And unfortunately Garuda and I didn't get to talk much. I just kind of awkwardly stared at her while trying to understand what she was saying. Like I said, my Japanese is terrible. So on this particular night we got a very special guest. On top of the awesome lineup, Ruka from Melon Batake Go had been helping on the tour and gave us a special performance of her new song Mother of Pearl. An excellent start to the evening. Garuda took the stage 10 minutes later and holy fuck I underestimated how heavy she could sound live. And her stage presence really is quite intimidating in sort of like an awe-inspiring kind of way. True to expectation, Garuda's style was very industrial idol punk, but it wasn't quite as soft as I'd been led to believe. She definitely has her own patch in the idol underground, very unique. If you ever get the chance, then definitely go to see her. Next on the bill, of course, was Hanako-san. She came on, handed the mic to a guy at the front of the crowd, who read out signs that Hanako would hold up, such as her no recording but photos are okay policy. Which, by the way, you should obey. Many a broken phone screen can attest that trying to sneak a video is a very bad idea. After the short PSA to the crowd, Hanako tore right into the thrashing, screeching, audience-abusing chaos that is her trademark. At one point she was force-feeding waffles to the crowd. At another point she would put on a Trump mask before tearing it to pieces while still wearing it. And then towards the end of the gig, Hanako started handing out bin bags to the crowd. Colin turned to me and advised me to get the ponchos ready. I hastily helped my girlfriend out with hers before I slid mine on, and we handed out the spares to anybody in the crowd who needed them. Most who know of Hanako-san know exactly what part of the show this was. Shit's about to get very messy. First came the tomatoes, hitting most of the crowd directly or indirectly. And then came the flower, which had mixed effects depending on how close you were to Hanako and her circle of human offerings. And then some poor guy had a whole bottle of sauce emptied on his head, before Hanako brought out the natto to mix it all with. And then to finish it off, she started spitting Ribena into the crowd. Hanako closed up the show by telling us all to die. As is the way for most of her shows. To be honest, the nastier and scarier the better. I love Hanako for that reason. She's tiny and cute, but also absolutely terrifying when she wants to be. After we cleaned up after Hanako-san, we waited for Double And, who at the time I didn't know much about. Double And has a bit more of a light-hearted nature than Garuda and Hanako-san. Energetic J-pop with a punky overtone. She had everyone jumping, pogoing, and even a circle pit formed relatively early in her show. Double And, aka Saki, never stopped moving. She was one idol on a small stage carrying the same amount of energy that J-pop groups with 6+ members usually have. It was a truly exhilarating experience. I recommend if you ever have chance, go and see Double And as well. During the Bupan stage of the pre-show, where meet and greets are and usually where the merch is bought, I got all the merch I mentioned earlier, and I had a quick pic with Hanako-san, and purchased a Destroy Checky to be delivered by Hanako-san, which I now lined up for. It wasn't long before Hanako-san called me forward, sprayed me with Febreze, can't say I blame her, and voila. After I was released, Hanako asked me where I discovered her music, and I answered, YouTube, which seemed to genuinely surprise her, to be honest. My Japanese is not the best these days, but I do remember telling her, "Anata wa subarashi," which roughly means "you are wonderful" or "awesome," something like that. And so with my Wota quota fulfilled and my eyes getting heavy, me and my girlfriend departed from the venue and got the train home the next day. It was an awesome night, and I'll never forget it. Hope you enjoyed the vid. Sorry it took a while to put it out. Me and my girlfriend will be back in Birmingham on July the 17th to see Necrom Idol. Hope to see you there. Bye bye.